So in these next two tabs, we're going to look at gambling, both in terms of the lottery and then in the terms of sports betting. So chance of winning the lottery calculator. So imagine you have a lottery where there's 50 numbers to choose from and you pick 5. And so the first question is the arrangement important? In other words, does it matter if you get the winning numbers in the right order? And that would be where permutation, in other words, order matters. And so there is a function in Excel called permute, and then the number of options, which in this case would be 50, and the number that you choose, which is 5. And so if order is important, the chance of winning is 1 in 254 million. Right, and then we can see what percentage that is by taking 1 divided by that number. Oops, I should have done equals 1 divided by, it's really being a pain, equals 1 divided by that number. There we go. And it's obviously a very low percentage chance of winning the lottery. Now, your odds go up if instead it's combination, C-O-M-B-I-N, combination of the 55 and I obviously did something wrong. Oh, somehow I got the wrong number as the second number. There we go. There. So then it's 1 in 2 million possible outcomes. And then if we do equals 1 divided by that number, it's still a very, very, very small chance of winning. Well, how does that compare with the chances of other kind of weird stuff happening in life? So lightning strikes. The odds of being struck by lightning during one's lifetime are 1 in 15,000, which is a lot more likely than winning the lottery, but let's see what that percentage is. Equals 1 divided by 15,300. Oops, don't put the comma in there. The lifetime odds being caught in a deadly tornado are 1 in 71,000. Again, higher probability of that than winning the lottery. It's 1 divided by 71,163. And then the lifetime odds of dying in an earthquake, 1 in 131,000. So equals 1 divided by 131,890. Okay, so higher probability of these three really bizarre events than winning the lottery. So maybe the lottery is not the best use of your money. Okay. What about sports betting? So sports betting in the United States is, you see money line betting odds, but each of those contains within them an implied probability. And you can actually calculate what that is. Sometimes during the broadcast, they'll show the money line odds and then tell you what the implied probability is. Rarely, I've noticed, though, do they actually put the probability up on the screen, which I think is odd. But whatever. Anyway, here's how you go from one to the other. So let's say you're talking about the favorite, which is always given with negative odds, so minus 350. All right, well, what does that actually mean in terms of probability? So here's the calculation. You put minus those odds divided by minus odds plus 100, so 78%. So in other words, they think there's a 78% chance that that team will win if they're giving them minus 350 odds. What would that translate to in a bet, right? Because if they think there's a high chance of the team winning, they're probably not going to give you a lot for your bet, and indeed they don't. So the way it works is your winning would be equal to your bet divided by minus of the odds divided by 100. So you get $29. So you bet 100, you get 29, right? But if you lose, you get nothing. So the payout is equal to the 100 plus the 29. So you make 129, but if you lose, you get nothing. All right, what if instead you could go ahead and decide to bet on the underdog? So over here, the underdog odds are always showing as a plus. So the probability is 100 divided by the odds plus 100. So they think there's a 29% chance of that team winning. But if they do win, right, your winnings would be equal to the bet times the odds divided by 100, which is 250, and then your payout is equal to those two together. So you'd make 350. So you bet 100, you make 350, but if you lose, you make nothing. So why do you have such an upside on making the 350 is because there's a much lower chance that the team will win, so they're willing to take your money. Okay, now we can actually see what this looks like. If you want, you can save yourself some time just by copying the formula. So I'm going to just do a right-click copy, or you can do Command-C, or on Windows, Control-C. Come down here, paste in the formula, and then you can do the same thing with these two. Command-C or Control-C on Windows, come down here, paste in the formula, and then we can copy these down. And what this will let you see is kind of how it all plays out. So negative 100 odds, 50% probability, negative 150, 60, right? So in other words, as the negative number goes up, the odds of that team winning go way up. But your winnings, if you were to bet your $100, your winnings keep going way down because the house doesn't want to lose money. so you're not going to get a big payday for winning on a sure bet, but you still might lose everything, right? Because you get nothing if you lose. And then on the other side here, we can do the same thing. Control-C, paste it in here, and then for these two, Control or Command-C, and paste those in. Copy those down. And so you can see that if there are positive odds, low probability of winning, but really big payout. So it's a risk, but a lot less risky than the lottery, as far as betting goes. Okay. The thing that, my advice, don't do either. Put your money in the stock market. Your odds are much better. But you don't get that instant satisfaction, perhaps, that you would get in these diversions. Okay. Now we move on to something that's absolutely critical to all statistics, which is the normal distribution. And we're going to pick that up in the next video.